Hey guys, I just wanted to make a video about bento before I forgot because I'm going away for a couple days and I really needed to make this video last week, but I'm just getting into the swing of things. Weekly reviews from now on, promise. So today I'm going to be talking about Bento, which is a 12-episode anime that aired in fall of 2011, and to be honest, it's possibly one of the best things that aired last season. So the story of Bento is very basic. Sato Yo is a high school student who is a little bit like me when I was in university. Very, very poor. His only hope for a decent meal is half-price bento, and when he goes to take one of these for himself, he's knocked unconscious. Why? Because there's a war going on between players that call themselves wolves. What are they battling for? Half-price bento. Yep, right. So when I read the synopsis, I didn't think there would be any more plot behind it than that. But surprisingly, it actually has arcs in it. I can't really go into what these arcs are about without spoiling them, but they're actually quite good. Not the best, but they're pretty good. So because of the arcs that were actually in this anime series, this story was actually kind of surprisingly good. But that being said, it's still not going to take a lot of thinking to understand what's happening in the story, because it's not very plot heavy, to be honest, and it's not something that you should take completely seriously. I think if you attempt to take it too seriously, you're going to end up ruining it for yourself. So my advice is, if you are going to watch this, just sit back and enjoy it. Don't think about it too much. The comedy in this show is actually really good as well. It did have a lot of those laugh out loud moments. It wasn't the funniest thing I've ever seen. It wasn't funny in the way that the scripting was witty. It was just very slapstick comedy, doing ridiculous things, kind of funny. Personally, I found the main character of this series kind of forgettable. And while I thought that, I thought the female cast of this show were actually fantastic and really badass. And I don't know why I thought this, and they do follow the character types, if you will. For example, there's the silent but secretly kick-ass character, there's the pretty flirty character, and there's the perverted fanfiction writing girl. And I have no idea why I enjoy watching these characters so much, but I definitely did. And the animation was pretty solid, I guess. It wasn't anything too stunning. I've said it before and I'll say it again, there is a certain standard of animation nowadays and Bento just sort of meets it. It doesn't do anything to stand out or make it memorable. The action scenes are something I want to talk about because I'm a little bit split on them. I felt that they were well drawn, but personally I thought the fight scenes flowed really badly. One thing I can't stand in action scenes in anime is when they have a still image that pans that just shakes a bit, because it doesn't look good and it does nothing for the show. When there was actual fighting being animated and not still images that just broke up the flow, it was really good and really fantastic action scenes if you look at it that way. But if you take it as the still images, they jarred. Didn't work, basically. Again, it's nothing groundbreaking, but it's still quite enjoyable. Now, the personal highlight of this show for me was the soundtrack. It's so fitting for this show, it's kind of unbelievable. I really do think I'm going to remember the music that they used in the convenience stores because it was just so fitting and comedic in a way, I guess. The OP was a really, really cool song, and I never skipped it because I enjoyed it so much, even though I marathoned the show. The ending, I personally didn't listen to. I'm sorry, I can't give an opinion on the ending. Right, so recommending the show is actually kind of easy. If you like comedy in your anime, this is definitely one you're going to want to watch, because even the plot synopsis screams comedy at you because it's just such a ridiculous concept, and I think as a person who enjoys comedy, that's sort of reflected in how much I enjoyed the show. I think if you're into your action or your shonen-esque battle scenes, this is going to be something that you're going to want to check out. It doesn't have a long, complicated plot, so you can watch it really quickly, and honestly, if you just have like spare time to kill, you could just watch this show, or at least try it out, because I thought it would be very boring personally. I fully expected it to be one of the most boring animes of last season because it was a ridiculous concept with at least 12 episodes, and I didn't know how they were going to span that concept out, but they did it really well. So Bento for me was the surprise and one of the highlights of last season, and I'm glad it managed to change my mind, and it didn't take too long to do it. I think by episode 2 I was totally sold on this concept. And it was a really good effort by a studio that I've never really heard of before. Anyway guys, that's all I've got time for. I've got to go and do a lot of things because it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm 1 year closer to getting myself a bus pass, so I have to go, and I will see you guys next time. I've got some exciting things coming up, just so you know.